The life and times of the piping plover at Parker River National Wildlife Refuge. Many visitors to Parker River National Wildlife Refuge are familiar with the piping plover, a small shorebird that nests and raises its young on the refuge's sandy beach during the spring and summer months. Like so many other bird species, the piping plover migrates twice each year between its wintering grounds along the southeast and Gulf coasts and its breeding grounds, which extend from North Carolina into Atlantic Canada. Parker River National Wildlife Refuge is located along the northeast coast of Massachusetts. Much of the refuge, at least the portion of it that isn't salt marsh, is located on Plum Island. The refuge's 6 miles of pristine Atlantic Ocean beach provides excellent habitat for breeding piping plovers. Plovers typically begin to arrive at the refuge from late March through early April. A piping plover nest is usually nothing more than a scrape or shallow depression in the sand. Sometimes the nest is lined with pebbles and pieces of shell. Plovers typically lay 2 to 4 eggs. The eggs, just like the birds themselves, blend in with their surroundings. This camouflage, also called cryptic coloration, provides protection from predators. Plover parents take turns incubating their eggs. Even before the eggs hatch, plovers are dedicated and protective parents. If a plover feels threatened by a predator, it will often fake a broken wing, drawing the predator's attention away from the nest. Piping plover eggs generally hatch within 30 days. Piping plover chicks are said to be precocial, meaning they are able to walk and feed almost immediately after emerging from the egg. And plover parents are just as protective of their chicks as they are of their nest. The piping plover was added to the U.S. Endangered Species List in 1986 and listed as threatened, a protected status that continues to this day. So, what exactly happened to the plover? This is what happened. Building and other forms of development in our coastal areas. This is actually a stretch of beach on Plum Island, just north of the refuge boundary. It's really quite simple. Coastal development means less habitat for piping plovers. A variety of predators pose a real threat to piping plovers, and many of these predators are often in greater abundance in areas where people are found. So, what exactly is the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service and its partners doing to help the plover? A lot, actually. Uniformed federal wildlife officers play a critical role in our plover conservation efforts. Also, a dedicated group of volunteer plover wardens monitor closed areas of the beach and educate the public about all things piping plover. Interpretive signage, some of it designed by kids, helps to educate the public about plover conservation. In other beach areas where plovers and people are allowed to coexist, areas of active nesting are roped off with symbolic fencing and area close signs are put in place. Biologists will often place an exclosure around a piping plover nest to protect it from predators. The plovers can freely come and go through the wire mesh. At Parker River National Wildlife Refuge, exclosures are used only when there is evidence of an active predator problem. Another bird that nests on the refuge beach, often in the same areas where the plovers are, is the least tern. The least tern is a species of special concern within the state of Massachusetts. So, what can you do to help the piping plover? Respect all closed areas and keep away from plovers. Leave your pet at home. Unleashed pets can destroy nests and adult plovers. Take your trash with you. Garbage attracts plover predators. Don't fly a kite. Kites look like large flying predators to plovers and other shorebirds. If you see a chick, leave it alone. And share your knowledge of plovers with others. How well are we succeeding with our plover conservation efforts, you ask? Plover numbers have been consistently going up at Parker River National Wildlife Refuge. Still, in other parts of their range, plovers continue to struggle. Conservation requires hard work, patience, and optimism.